Well, as we count down the days to the November election, we're seeing all sorts of polls. We've been talking about them all week. The latest, a Fox News poll, has the president trailing Joe Biden by 12 points. But if you were watching yesterday, you'll remember that Trump pollster Jim McLaughlin told us that those polls are deceiving and pretty much worthless. Our next guest probably thinks so as well. David Horowitz is the author of the best-selling book, Blitz: Trump Will Smash the Left and Win. The book has been met with the president's personal approval. He tweeted out, Amazon #1 bestseller, hot book, great author. We welcome that great author, David Horowitz, back to the show. David, welcome back.
Thank you, Sean.
All right, I was going to ask you whether or not you think that the president's tweet is responsible for the huge success of the book or whether it was my endorsement, but I pretty much know the answer to that question, so I'm not going to put the president in a tough spot. But in all seriousness, we've been talking about polls and this silent majority that's out there embarrassed to talk about their support for the president to their friends and their family and everything because they've been shamed by the mob. How do you think that is going to affect the outcome of the election? I mean, you say that he's going to win big. Do you think part of that is because people don't see the real true depth and breadth of his support?
That's part of it. Yeah, look, it's a weird reprise of the Nixon election in '72, law and order and the silent majority. I have great confidence in the American people. First of all, they're not stupid, and they can see the hypocrisy on the Democrat side. If you want to play with your kids on the beach, they're going to arrest you or open a barber shop because the Democrats want to shut down the economy. That's the reason for that. But if you mass tens of thousands of people in the streets to burn city centers down, that's okay. That takes precedence over the virus. People are horrified by what they're seeing, and that's true of the black community as well as the white community. I think the polls have shown that 20% more blacks support the police than want them defunded. The last thing that poor people, vulnerable people want is to see the police abolished. What we're seeing now is a lynch mob really out there. If you speak up, they're going to cancel you or ruin your careers. And, there's a little bit of schadenfreude in watching these liberal editors go down for a word. I mean, it's horrifying also.
Yeah.
So I think most people are keeping a close counsel. Also, what do people want from their government? What's the number one thing? Safety.
Safety.
They want borders. The Democrats seem to be okay with open borders where criminals can cross, terrorists and viruses. And they want police. That's what keeps us safe in our cities. So we don't want our cities being burned down. And everybody can see that it's Democrat governors in every one of these cities that have made the burning possible.
I do wonder whether or not they see that. I agree with you. We've been talking about that. All these cities are controlled by Democrats, and they have been for a long time. I just don't know that people, I mean, it's amazing. These are the guys who have been overseeing the problem, and now we're talking about solving it. So, it's interesting.
Well, the Democrats have done that for 50 years. Yeah, Everything that's wrong in the inner cities of America, Democrats are 100% responsible for because they own those cities 100%. There isn't a Republican in sight in Minneapolis or Seattle or Atlanta. In Atlanta, it's not only all Democrats, it's all black Democrats, for crying out here. So what's the race issue here?
Right.
But most people have their heads screwed on right, and we'll see this.
Well,
and
David,
there will be a back.
Well, David, we only have 1 minute left, so I got to ask you this question quickly, but I want to play devil's advocate for a minute. We've been talking about how these polls, they are national polls, and we should be focused on state polls. There are a lot of them, these national polls showing Biden ahead, but I asked Sean this earlier. If it was flipped and they showed that Trump was ahead in these national polls, would those on the right still be saying we should focus on state polls instead of national polls? Or would they be saying, hey, this is great, these national polls are amazing?
Of course not. That's politics. But, look, let's be clear. Knock off California and New York.
Yeah.
And what do they got? It's a given that the Democrats are going to win those 2 states, and California has a huge illegal population that votes. So, it's irrelevant.
Right.
And that's why Hillary, the optical illusion that Hillary had a 99% chance of winning, was an optical illusion.
We all know how accurate those were last time, and the president just did well. Hey, so congratulations on the book. I think I urge people, go out there, take a look at this. David lays it out really well, why the president's actually on a path to victory, and why his policies work. So congratulations on the success of this. Look forward to following up to see how right you were.
Okay.
All right.
It's also why the Democrats are a racist, anti-American party.
All right. Thanks, David. Well, we spent a lot of time talking to our guests, but we also want to hear from you. If you have any ideas for us or issues with our programming or our content, we welcome your feedback. You can contact us by going online to newsmaxtv.com/feedback. So don't hesitate to reach out. We would love to hear from you.
Especially if you're going to say, really nice things about me or Lindsay or the show, then we definitely do that. It will, it'll help tons. Anyway, coming up, Benny Johnson's here to talk about his encounter in Seattle in the Chaz zone. And test your knowledge of news and pop culture. Play along with our company quiz. We're doing it again this Friday. Lindsay won last week. Let's see how you do. Stay right with us. We're going to be right back.